Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This video is all about the cue cards for the month of August till October. Well, in this video, I'm going to elaborate about the questions that can be asked, which has been formulated by the IELTS test takers for the last few months by expert IELTS test teachers and the influencers. So guys, not to delay further, let me just tell you what you are going to watch in this video is. I will be talking about section 2 of the speaking test, which is all about giving a concept to the IELTS test taker and giving him or her the follow-up questions for that concept. You will be allowed to speak on that concept for 2 minutes, covering all the different kind of questions I have asked, and not more than 2 minutes, not less than 2 minutes, the time that you have to cover exactly in your speech. The topics will vary, the question will vary from, say, weather to place you like, to what you wear, to your inspirational person or your admiration towards a singer. So I will be covering all the variety of topics, guys. And why you should watch this video, guys, till the end, because it has the latest questions that have been coming up for the past few days. If it is coming in the past few days, guys, that's a pattern in IELTS. It will be recurring in nature. So you will see those kind of questions being asked to your friends or maybe you in your IELTS examination. So without any delay, let's proceed. So guys, I have those questions in my hand. I will read it out and then explain the pointers that can be covered in this kind of question. So the first question is, describe a story someone told you that you remember. Who told you the story? What was the story about? And what was so special that you still remember it? So in this question, guys, you can talk about the first childhood story that you remember. You can say that your mother told you that story during bedtime. The second part was, what was that story about? Say you heard the story like Cinderella or Hansel and Gretel, where it was a story about a brother and sister's courage. Or you can say Cinderella that talked about a beautiful princess. And why you still recall it? Because it was fun listening to your mother every night. So I have elaborated 3 pointers here, giving 1 pointer each for each of the 3 questions. Simple, right? So let's proceed to the next question. Describe an interesting city. Which city is it? What do you like about the city? Have you been there? Now guys, let's take for example Delhi. I have been to Delhi for past 10 years. I visit Delhi often because of my work tours, and also I have my family members and friends living in that state. I really like the weather of that city because it is neither very cold nor very hot, but I enjoy the rainy season and the dry climatic condition that is particularly in Delhi. Also, not to forget, there are big malls and huge companies which I really look forward for working in my professional front. And that is the answer to it, right? I have covered why I like it, have I been there, and which is that city. The third question. Describe an item on which you spent more time than expected. What was the item? Why did it take so long to finish the task? When did that happen? Here, if you're talking about a task, you can talk about, say, something related to cooking, or maybe driving, or maybe some task at your office. So I am here talking about a task at my office. So I was given a presentation by my boss that I had to complete within 1 hour. But because of the short circuit or the electricity wasn't there, I couldn't complete in the set duration, and it took me 4 hours rather to complete the task. The presentation was comparatively simple, but I had to make a lot of diagrams in the presentation that required my effort, focus, and support from my manager, who wasn't available also at that particular time. Also talking about when did that happen? It happened when I just joined my new company. Within the span of 1 month, I was given this first presentation. So I have highlighted all about my professional front. You can talk about cooking, or you can talk about driving, or any other task that you have been not able to complete it within the stipulated time. The next question. Describe a piece of cloth that you received as a gift. Who gifted you? What was the speciality about the cloth? So guys, this question has been asked very often. I have also included this question in my last video. It's now being asked again by the IELTS examiners. So I can talk about a cloth, say a khadi cloth that my father bought for me from the city he recently visited. The cloth was special because it was very fine in nature and made by the textile industry that I really like. I loved the color of the cloth and I wore it specifically for a function that I had to visit 2 days after my father bought that gift for me. The speciality I have talked about what cloth it was, hence it covers the question. So I'm just giving you brief pointers, guys. You have to elaborate it. Okay, so talking about the other question. Describe a long walk you had. What do you recall from the walk? Who accompanied you? Where did you have this walk? Well, not to frame it very, in a very fine way, let me just say that I had a walk near my house 2 days back with my best friend. The walk was very special because we were talking about our childhood memories and also the achievements that we have had in the last few years. Talking about now, where did you have this walk? Done. Who accompanied you? Done. What do you recall from the walk? Done. So you can elaborate, you can frame more sentences and continue with this story. Okay, the last question, guys, is the second last actually. Describe a person who do job for society. How do you know that person? What kind of job he does? Explain his role. Okay, so describe a person who does a job for society. I can say that my brother works as a government servant. Okay, I know him for the fact because he's the closest cousin that I have, and he's working as an IAS officer. He works with the government agents very closely, and he works for the society, taking care of the management of particular districts of the state, which is Delhi. His role is to think about and plan and manage the cleanliness of those districts. He works very closely with the social workers, also, as I said, the government agents, to plan, strategize, and then implement those areas where they often get the complaints. As simple as that, guys. So you have to just keep on elongating the story till you have finished 2 minutes time duration. Because if you will pause in between, the examiner will pump you to speak more. And if you stretch it more than 2 minutes, he will cut you, which is still fine because you have completed the 2 minutes time duration. Coming to the last question now. Describe a famous sports personality. Why do you admire him? And do you like the sport too? So you can talk about the famous cricketer or your basketball player. So like I can say I admire Virat Kohli because he has been the captain of Indian cricket team for a long time. Because of him, we have achieved a lot many trophies and recognition. So which is a proud moment for India. Well, talking about the sport, I personally don't like playing cricket, but I do like watching it. I'm a basketball player, hence I enjoy watching that sport and playing it too. But my inspiration is Virat Kohli. And all the cricket fans, you have a lot more to say. All the tennis, fans, you have a lot more to say about Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, and many more sports personalities. So guys, this was a glimpse of the pointers that you can prepare and you can elongate further, elaborate those pointers further in your conversation with the examiner. Now, if you like the video, guys, please make note of all these questions and do not forget to subscribe to my channel.